Welcome back to another episode of Kentucky Esports Weekly. I am your host, Nathan Stevens, and we've got some gaming to get to today. We're going to talk a little bit about San Antonio getting their own esports arena, just briefly in quick hitters. Get into some industry news with Hailey and Tyler, and we'll get right into maybe some upcoming UK events. So, all of which we call the usual business. So let's get it all going with quick hitters. Starting it off, according to Joey Poole over at esportsinsiders.com, Port San Antonio, and I didn't even know it was a port, is set to get a multi-technology venue that features an esports arena from Venue Management ASM Global. Set to be completed in 2022, the arena comes in at 130,000 square feet and sports 2,500 seats for some gaming butts. Bob Newman, president and CEO of ASM Global, commented in a release, "We salute the port and its leadership for their forward-thinking vision and desire to further develop the large campus into a hub for global innovation. We look forward to partnering in bringing this innovative, world-class venue to life and delivering unparalleled experiences for the entire South Texas region and beyond." Again, if you don't know much about ASM Global, it's a venue management system that is owned and operated by AEG, so you can Google the rest. Regardless, good on Port San Antonio. That should be one heck of a venue. It really should. That's all we've got right now with esports this week. We're sort of kind of in between events, so we'll have more details of other esports things going on as we roll along in the next few weeks. But while we wait, let's dig into some industry news with Hailey and Tyler.
Hello, I'm Tyler Ralston.
And I'm Hailey Salyers.
And this is your week's industry news. First, Super Smash Bros. Has always been a franchise about taking some of gaming's most iconic figures and placing them in an arena brawl to the last standing. Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, Sega's mascot Sonic, Pokemon, Animal Crossing, Mega Man, and even Duck Hunt, to name just a few representatives. Another highly requested fighter made their debut this past week, coming straight from the best-selling game of all time, Minecraft. Steve, with alternative appearances as Alex, a zombie, and even an Enderman, has broken through onto the Smash Ultimate stage. The attention to detail and representing the mechanics of Minecraft in this fighting game are honestly impressive. By harvesting materials from pieces of the stage, players will obtain familiar blocks which can be used in building walls, barriers, or paths when offstage full recovery. However, blocks break over time and by damage, with durability depending on the material they are made from. On top of obtaining blocks, players will also find iron, gold, and diamond, which are used to craft higher tiers of tools at their crafting table. All tools are upgraded at once, and although their durabilities are separate as different tools are used for different attacks, they can break and leave a player extremely weak in offensive power. All this isn't even mentioning the use of elytras for limited gliding, pistons for quick smash attacks, a fishing rod for grabs, TNT and redstone, and so much more. The new final smash attack, called House of Boom, uses a colossal piston to strike anyone in front of it before sending one player into a dark room filled with TNT explosives and creepers that detonate the entire building, resulting in massive damage. This new DLC also receives a new map, Minecraft World, which features several destructible arenas modeled after the original game, and it features its own day-night cycle and other homages along with it. Also, this DLC brings 7 new Minecraft musical tracks, 6 of which are brand new arrangements. The final detail comes from the fighter Kirby, who upon absorbing Steve will become a blocky version of themselves. All in all, this amazingly detailed new edition will be available for the Nintendo Switch on October 13th in the Ultimate Fighters Pass 2, or at a price of $5.99 per individual purchase.
Need for Speed Hot Pursuit will be remastered and released in November. Developer Criterion Games and co-founder Stellar Entertainment have announced the game and shared a trailer. The original Hot Pursuit was released by Criterion Games in 2010. The remaster version will include enhanced visuals, DLC-based gameplay and challenges, and cross-play multiplayer support. The cross-play options will be powered by Autolog, Hot Pursuit's technology for social networking. Autolog will allow players to compete against each other asynchronously and share results across current generation platforms. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered will be available on November 6th for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and on November 13th for Nintendo Switch. While Criterion hasn't announced PS5 or Xbox Series X versions, the game is expected to work on those consoles via backwards compatibility.
The Amnesia series publishers, Frictional Games, have finally showcased a new sequel to Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Amnesia Rebirth got a gameplay trailer this past week that gave fans a look into the new time period, story, graphics, and gameplay mechanics. Set in a period around the 1930s, players will enter the perspective of Tazi after finding themselves in the Algeria desert. Once again, players will have to venture into the unknown darkness to explore and discover what has happened and why they are here as they come face to face with strange events and nightmarish creatures. Whereas The Dark Descent had players managing the sanity and using tinderboxes to light their path, the devs have decided these mechanics need a more modern take, especially with the move into the 1930s. New players are given matches which can be used to light candles around them or as tiny and short-lived light sources of their own. By doing this, they hope to achieve a feeling of terror exemplified by lighting a match just to find out you are face to face with something that prefers to lurk in the dark. Sanity is now handled a bit differently, inspired by the studio's experimentation and success with another horror title called Soma. Instead of the sanity meter route, Tazi struggles with an unknown disease that grows far worse as she is overwhelmed by the darkness and bearing witness to things better left unseen. Tying in with this new system, failure is also being addressed differently, as the developers have come to realize that repeating the same events or actions in a horror title will quickly erode the terror of the player. Instead, as players fail to properly manage Tazi's affliction, it will begin to show physical effects and even have a bearing on the narrative being told and come to threaten not just their life, but the lives of others. Overall, it seems that Amnesia Rebirth is really pushing the series' boundaries of horror, story, and player agency with the lessons the developers have learned with their other releases. If you are ready to step back into the shadows and face terrors that may blur the line between physical and mental, then you can get Amnesia Rebirth on Steam, the Epic Game Store, GOG, and PlayStation 4 come October 20th.
After several delays, Watch Dogs Legion will be available at the end of this month. Legion is the third game in the action-adventure Watch Dogs series, following 2014's Watch Dogs and 2016's Watch Dogs 2. Legion will leave the series' Chicago origins and take place in a dystopian London. Players will now have the ability to recruit and use NPCs to affect the outcome of the game. Several pre-order options are currently available. The Watch Dogs Legion Gold Edition will come with 3 days of early access to the game and Season Pass, whereas the Ultimate Edition will provide 4-week VIP access and the Urban Jungle Pack. Some pre-order options, like the Collector's Edition, have already sold out. If you're interested in pre-ordering the game, be sure to look online for all of the different options and bonuses that are still available. Watch Dogs Legion will launch on October 29th on PS4, Xbox One, Stadia, and PC via Uplay in the Epic Game Store. The game will also be offered on the Xbox Series X and S and PS5 when they launch in mid-November.
On September 30th, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War dropped its zombie reveal trailer, where some of the devs explained their direction with the storyline, as well as new adaptations of classic mechanics that bring a fresh feeling to the gameplay, but keep the central loop that fans love intact. As far as the story goes, the last zombie storyline concluded with the original cast of characters collapsing the multiverse in the hopes of creating one universe without the zombie epidemic. While during the Cold War in this new timeline, as the devs said in the trailer, it appears they were half right. Now players will be able to drop into the familiar haunting ruins of Nacht der Untoten, only to discover a massive abandoned science facility underneath. The Machine is the name of this new storyline, and players are encouraged to explore and discover the secrets of this echo of a familiar world as they fight off the endless horde and perhaps confront some other remnants that refuse to stay dead. The Pack-a-Punch, Mystery Box, and Wallbot weapons all return, along with new takes on the perk machines and a new variety of special equipment to craft and discover. All weapons are said to be viable through upgrades and progression as you play, so now players don't have to feel useless without a ray gun or other power weapons. Two major changes are introduced to the zombies formula, the first being that players now are able to start with weapons from their own customized loadout, no longer being limited to pistols. The second new mechanic alters how a match can end, where traditionally players fought to survive as long as they could before being overwhelmed and joining the undead. However, now players can call for an exfiltration, and if they manage to survive a few more rounds, a helicopter will arrive, allowing for these survivors to escape. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War will continue the support for the Battle Pass system with crossplay and progression through the Zombies mode, as well as post-launch free content as the game is updated. Be prepared to fight off the undead and explore the mystery of the machine and Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War when it releases on November 13th for PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One and Series X or S, and on PC.
Finally, a trailer is out now for Destiny 2's Festival of the Lost event. The Halloween-themed festival will be the last holiday event before the release of the Beyond Light expansion. The Festival of the Lost is a free event, so buying access to the Season of Arrivals Pass is not required. Like in past years, players will trick-or-treat in the game while wearing papercraft Halloween masks. The event also sends players to fight against bosses in the game's haunted forest. Typically, the festival ends with players completing the journey and receiving a chest full of rewards. However, the game will have a few slight tweaks this year, and one of those tweaks is the chance at extra rewards along the journey. Players can open additional chests with the help of a cipher decoder that can be acquired in random world drops and by completing activities outside of the forest. Those additional chests could contain either the Horror Story or the Braytech Werewolf, two auto-rifles that were past festival rewards. The new chests may also include gear, masks, and shaders. The current Festival of the Lost event will run October 6th through November 3rd, wrapping up a week before the release of Beyond Light. And that's all for the industry news this week. Now back to Nathan.
Thank you, Hailey and Tyler, and that was good. Some good industry news. We're definitely going to dig into some of that next week. And Alex Cutadean is here, joining me once again. How you doing, Alex?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing well. Busy day, but doing well. So UK's got some events coming up. Would you like to talk about them?
Yeah, this is a big one. It's been in the planning for a while. It may be our biggest event to date. It is Give Health for Kentucky Kids. So this event is being presented in conjunction with Kentucky Esports and UK's Kentucky Children's Hospital, as well as Gen G. This will be October 24th through the 30th from 5 to 8 p.m. each night. There will be a variety of professional and community-based streamers, as well as people from UK who will be taking part in this stream as well. Potentially some UK athletes. Let's see, we also will have donation incentives, so we're raising money for a good cause with Kentucky Children's Hospital. If you donate, you can get entered to potentially be in the raffle for some incentives as well. And so all of that will be announced. There should be some additional information on the screen there about the event, but that is October 24th through the 30th from 5 to 8 p.m. That's going to be on our Twitch channel, and want to remind people to subscribe. We have more and more stuff streamed every week, so tune in.
Heck yeah, that's pretty awesome, worthy cause. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a part of that charity?
Yeah,
So,
help out the kids and potentially get something, win one of the prizes.
Heck yeah, awesome. Well, that's cool. And I guess that's it for us this week. We're gonna come back next week. We're gonna have a great discussion, really good discussion about pre-order stuff and how it goes away so quickly. So until then, we hope you all have a good, safe rest of your week. Remember, wear your masks, be awesome, be safe, and we'll catch you next time.